Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you to all my old subscribers. Thank you for keeping the fort strong. And to the new subscribers, welcome. Don't forget to have a Telegram group where you could join in to ask me pressing questions concerning your study abroad journey. And if you have, don't also forget that I carry out a number of services. Yeah, so if you want a breakdown of those services, you can actually join my Telegram group and you can see the breakdown. It's a whole lot, from consultancy for this your study abroad journey to so many other things. Okay. Everybody's case is unique, so I just prefer you just join the Telegram group and you're good to go. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Yes. We also hold some live podcasts there, and I try to explain some issues and clarify some issues that most of us usually encounter. So today I'm just going to talk about tough decisions you may have to make during your study abroad journey, especially for students with families, students with dependents. Firstly, people have asked me, what are the criteria I need to look out for before applying to a school or choosing an offer? Well, I think I did an Instagram live where I explained that you have to first of all check the fees breakdown, how they pay their fees. So you wouldn't want a situation whereby you ask to pay £4,000 for class and then 50% of full fees on enrollment. So you don't want to be stranded. So check all these facts. Check how large the African community is in that territory. So check how huge the African community is in that territory. Check the living, the accommodation, the expenses, the cost of living in that area. Okay, so don't just choose any school and say, okay, I'm hearing about this school, I want to go there. And those of us that have families, as I said before, you don't want to go to somewhere like London where it's very, very expensive to live in. You want to just look for a small place and pitch in, just the way I have done. Okay, so that, by the way, that's one of the tough decisions you have to make, and it's a decision that you have to make very, very well. Another decision that international students might have to face is, like some of them have been asking me, should I apply with my family or should I apply first before I apply for my family? Well, if you have the money, if you have the funds, all of you to apply together. But if you don't, you can actually apply first, and you have a time range. I think ahead is 6 months. Yes, within the first 6 months, you have to apply for them to join you, because by the time you go on the postgraduate visa, that's a 2 years post-study visa that they would give you after your 1 year of study or something. By the time you go on it, you will not be able to bring dependents anymore. And another question people have asked me is, okay, is it possible for me to arrive the UK first and then someone brings in my children? Well, I don't know about airline policies concerning that, but I think you should check with your airline first if they allow children to fly alone under the supervision of the crew members. I think that should solve that. Another decision people are also faced with is, how do I get accommodation and stuff? Well, I think you should start applying for your accommodation from Nigeria and try to talk to some agents. You could check on Zoopla, you could check on so many other house renting sites. Yes, and you could also check on Gumtree and so many other ones, so you could see how you could secure accommodation. But before then, if you're working, try to gather up your payslip, your job reference and other documentations, official documentations, because they usually need it. Well, some people also ask me, can I use a microfinance bank? Well, from the UK website, they said use a bank that is legally licensed by the licensing body in our case in Nigeria is called the CBA. So if MFB is licensed, so I don't see any reason why you couldn't use their statement. Although most MFBs, as you know, they have a history of not being integrated into this website sort of thing. So by the time you send them mails, some of them are even located in villages. Their number doesn't go through, and UKVI will not be able to reach them. So that's why it's advisable to just use commercial bank and have peace of mind. Okay, that's my take on it. But if you still want to use MFB, there are some MFBs that looks like commercial bank. I think you should use them. So another question people are faced with is, what kind of course should I go for? Should I go for tech? Should I go for health? Should I go for what you can do? Go for what you can do. Don't come and be stressing yourself upon stress. Okay? All jobs are viable actually. It's just that the shortlist is a way of telling you the one that is more viable. But that does not mean if you study accounting or you do masters in accounting, you won't get a job. That does not mean that if you do masters in flood management, that doesn't mean you wouldn't get a job. You can even progress to do a second master's or a PhD. So there's always a way out. Just do what you can do, no pressure. Okay? Another question people ask me is, should I go for January batch or should I go for September or May? Well, there's not much difference between all these batches, except that most of the May intake actually have placements. Most of them have placements, okay? And most of the January is just like September, okay? But the May, I'm like 80% sure that most of them have placements, okay? So the intakes does not matter. What matters is when you're ready, when you're financially, psychologically ready, and then you apply, okay? So that's just my answer to that particular question. Another decision people are forced to take or ask me about is when to resign from their job. Well, I don't think you should resign till you've gotten your visa in your hand. Not resign, no. Get your visa in your hand before you actually resign. Most of the time, you have to give the organization 1 month, at least minimum of 1 month. But if you just forfeit that salary, I don't know what the policy is because in your own bank, but you can actually just forfeit that salary and do your thing. Another question is people asking me, do my kids need should I tell my kids school about our plans to relocate? Well, your school, the children's school don't need to know about that, okay? They actually don't need to know about that. But during my time, I actually did collect reference letter from the school stating that my son, especially the one of school age, is a student of this school, and this is the class he is, and all of that. Just should in case I was thinking maybe they want to, what we do in Nigeria, like a child ought to be in primary 5, you now bring the child to primary 4. So I can use that as a legal back, and I said no, but it was. Reverse was the case. They just asked me, what class is your child? What class do you want your child to be? And I just told them, and we were good to go. So letting your children's school know about your relocation plans is not needed. That decision is people asking, should I let my company know that I'm trying to relocate? Should I let them know? Should I resign properly or not? Resign properly because when you get here, you might need job reference for getting your house, for getting a new job. So it's very important that you leave your country peacefully, in good terms, with where you're working with your boss, with your employers, okay? I think it's actually better that way. Please don't make the mistake of sneaking out, of not resigning properly, because you will need them. The job reference is a big thing here in the UK. So with that, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.